हेलो भी तो आज हम लोग पढ़ेंगे चैप्टर सेकंड क्लास 9th इकोनॉमिक्स पीपल एज रिसोर्सेज overview. The chapter people as a resources is an effort to explain population is an asset for the economy rather than a liability. Population become human capital when there is a investment made in the form of the education, training, and medical care. In fact, human capital is a stock of the skill development, skill and the productive knowledge embedded in them. People as resources in a way of the referring to the country working population in terms of their existing population productive skill ability. Looking at the population from the productive aspect emphasis on its ability to continue to the creation of the gross national product. Like other resources, population also a resource, a human resource. This is the positive side of the largest population that is often overlooked when we look only at a negative side of it, considering only the problems of providing the population with the food, education, and the access of the health facilities. When the existing human resources is the further developed by the becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation, but that added to the productive power of a country. Like physical capital formation, investment in the human capital through education, training, medical care yields is a return. Just like investment in the physical capital, you can this can be seen indirectly in the form of higher income earned, because the higher productivity of the more education or the better trained person, as well as the higher productivity of healthier people. Not only do more education and the healthier people gain through their higher income, society also gain in the other indirect ways, because the advantage of the more educated or a healthier population is spread to those all who themselves were not directly educated or giving health care to. In fact, human capital is an way in way superior to the other resources like land and the physical capital. Human resources can be make use of the land and capital. Land and the capital cannot become useful on its own. For many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset, but a large population need not to be burden for the economy. It can be turned into the productive asset by the investment in a human capital. For example, by spending resources on education and the health, for the all training of the industries and the agriculture worker, in the use of the modern technology, useful scientific researches, and so on. The two following cases illustrated how the people can try to become more popular productive resources. Story of Sakal. There are two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in a same village. Seema Put Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. His mother Sheila looked after his domestic chores. His father Butta Chaudhary worked at the agriculture field. Sakal helped his mother in the domestic chores. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Situ. His uncle Sam had passed the matriculation exam, but he was sitting idle in the house as he had no job. Bhutta and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. They forced him to join the village school, which is which he soon joined. He started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. His father persuaded him to continue his study. He raised a loan from Sakal to study a vocational course in computer. Sakal was motorious and interested in studies from the beginning. With great vigorous and enthusiasm, he completed his course. After some time, he got a job in the private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. This software helped in the increase of the sale of the film. His boss acknowledged his service, reward him with a promotion. Story of Vilas. Vilas was an 11-year-old boy reside in the same village as a Sakal. Vilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman, and his father passed away when he was only 12 years old. His mother Geeta and sold fishes to earn money to feed the family. She bought the fishes from the land owner's pond and sell it in the near mandi. She could earn only 150 rupees a day by selling fishes. Vilas had become a patient of the authorities. His mother could not afford to take him medical to a doctor. He could not go to school either. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick, and there is no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Vilas too forced to self-visit in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a mudge income. In the two cases, we saw the Suckles went to the school and Vilas did not. Suckle was physically strong and healthy then. There was no need of him to visit the doctor frequently. Vilas, a patient of the arthritis, he lacked the means of the visit or the doctor. Suckle acquired a degree in the computer programming. Sakal found a job in a private firm while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income like his mother to support family. In case of Sakal, several years of the education added to the quality of labor. This enhancement total productivity at the growth of the economy. This in turn and play an individual through the salary or in other and some other form of the choices. In case of Vilas, there could not be any education or the health care in the early part of his life. He spent his life selling fish like his mother. Henceforth, he draw the same salary of the unskilled labor as his mother. Investment in human resources via education, the medical care can give high rate of returns in the future. This investment on the people is the same as their investment land and capital. A child too with the investment made her on education and the health can yield a high return in the future in the form of higher earning and the greater contribution to the society. Education parent are found to invest more heavily on the education of their child. This is because they have no realized importance of the education for themselves. They are also conscious of proper nutrition and the hygiene. They accordingly look after their children need for the education at the school and the good health. A various vicious cycle is thus created in this case. In contrast, a vicious cycle may be created by disadvantaged parents who themselves are uneducated and lacking in hygiene, keeping their children in the similar disadvantaged state. Countries like Japan have invested in human resources. They did not have any natural resources. These countries are the developed rich. They imported natural resources and needed in their countries. How how did they become rich developed? They have invested on the people, especially in the field of education and the health. These people have made efficient use of their resources and like land and the capital efficiency and the technology evolved by the people have made their country rich and developed. Economic activity by men and the women like Vilas and Sakal people have been engaged in various activities. We saw that the Vilas sold fish and Sakal got a job in the film. The various activities have been classified into three main sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary sector included agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, pottery, farming, mining, and the quarrying. Manufacture is included in the secondary sector. Trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, service, insurance, etc. are the individual and including in the tertiary sector. The activity in the sector result in the production of the good and services. These activities add value to the national income. These activities are called the economic activities. Economic activities have two part: market activity and non-market activity. Market activities involve remittances to anyone who perform activity, perform or pay or profit. These included production of the good or services, including government services. Non-market services are the productive for the self-consumption. These can be consumption and the processing of the primary production and own account production. Fixed asset. Do the historical and the cultural resources. There is a division of the labor between men and women in the family. Women generally look after the domestic chores and men work in the field. Circles mother Sheila cook food, clean unstill washes cloth, clean and the house and look after her children. Sakal's father Butta cultivated the field, sell the produce in the market to earn the money for his family. Sheila is not paid for the services delivered by upbringing of the family, rearing of his family. Woman was not paid for the services delivered in the family. The household work done by the woman in not recognizing the in the national income. Gita, mother of Vilas, earned income by selling fishes. Thus, women are the paid for their jobs when they enter in the labor market. They are earning like that. Their male counterpart is determined on the basis of the education and the skill. Education help individual to make better use of the economic opportunities available there before him. Education and the skill are the major determination of the earning of any individual in the market. A majority of the women have much education and the low skill formation, where women are the paid look compared to the men. Most women's work where job security is not there. Various activities related to legal production is meager employment in the sector characterized by the irregular and the low income in the sector. There is an absence of the basic facilities like maternity leave, child care childcare and the other social security system. However, women with a high education and skill formation are paid at par with the men. The men among the organized sector. Teaching and medicine attract them the most. Some women have the entered in administration and other services, including job that need high level of the scientific and technology competence. Ask your sister as your classmate when she would like to take up a career. Quality of the population. The quality of the population depend upon the literacy rate, health and of the person indicated by the life expectancy and skill formation acquired by the people of the country. The quality of the population ultimately decide the growth of the rate of the country. Literacy and the health population are the asset. Education. Sakal's education is the initial year of the life of his life bore him in the fruit in the later year in term of a good job and salary. He saw education was an important input for the growth of the circle. He opened a new horizon for him, provided new aspiration and development values of the life. Not only for the circle's education contributed toward the growth of the society, also it enhanced the and national income, cultural richness, and the increasing the efficiency of governance. There is a provision made for the providing universal accreditation, retention, and quality in the elementary education with the special emphasis on the girls. There is an also establishment of the place setting of the schools like Navodaya Vidyalaya in each district. The vocational streams have been developed to equip the large number of the high school student with the occupation related to the knowledge and skills. The plan outlay on the education and increase from rupee 115 crores in the first plan to rupees 13,766.90 crores in the 11th plan. The expenditure on the education as per the percentage of the GDP rose from 0.64% in 1951 to 1952 to 3.0% in 2015-16 VE, and has remained standard around 3% from the past few years. Of the budgetary study the graph sorry but the budgetary estimate as stated as a budget of the document of the Union Government Reserve Bank of India. The expenditure on the education as per the rate as per the percentage of the GDP has the declined to 2.7% in 2017 2018 BE. The literacy rate have increased from 80% in 1951 to 74% in 2010 to 2011. Literacy is not only a right, it is also needed. It is the citizen are the perform these their duties and enjoy their rights property. However, a vast difference is noticed across the different section of the population. Literacy among the males in nearly 16.6 higher than the women. Females and it is about 16.1 higher in the urban as compared to the rural. In 2011, literacy rates varied from 94% in Kerala to 62% in Bihar. The primary school system has expected to the over 8.58 lakh in 2013 2014. Unfortunately, there is a huge expansion of the schools has been diluted by the pure quality of the schooling and the high dropouts rates. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is a significant step toward the providing elementary education to the all children in the age of 6 to 12 by 2010. It is a bound initiative of the central government in partnership with the state, local government, and the community for the achieving the goal of the universalization of the elementary education. Along with it, bridge courses and back to the school camp have been an initiative to increase the enrollment in the elementary education. Midday meal scheme has been implemented to encourage attendance and the retention of the children and improving their nutrition, etc. These policies could add to the literacy rate, literacy population of the India. 12th plan, endeavored to raise the country's gross enrollment ratio GER in the higher education in the age of the group of 18 to 23 to 25.2% by 2017 to 2018 and reach the target 30% by the 2022 2021, which would be broadly in the line with the world average. The strategy focus on the increasing access, quality, adaptation of the state-specific circulation modification, vocalization, and the networking and the use of information technology. The plan also also focuses on the distance education coverage or formal and non-formal distance and IT education institution. Over the past 15 years, there has been significant growth in the numbers of the university and the institutions of the higher learning in the specialized area. Let us read. Sorry, health. Film maximize profit. Do you think any film would be introduced to employ people who might not work efficiently as healthy workers because of ill health? The health of the person helping him to realize his or potential and the ability to fix illness. Fight with illness, he or she will not be able to maximize his or her output to the overall growth of the organization. Needed health is an indispensable basis of the realization. Once well-being, henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been prioritized of the country. Our national policy to aims at improving the accessibility of the healthcare, family welfare, and the nutritional services with a special focus on the unprivileged segment of the population. Over the last 5 decades, India has built a vast health infrastructure and has also developed the manpower required as primary, secondary, and tertiary sector in the government as well as in a private sector. Unemployment. Sakal's mother Sila looked after the domestic chores, children and help her husband Buta in the field. Sakal's brother Jitu and sister Sila spent their time playing with the roaming. Can you use the playing and roaming? Can you call Sila and Jitu or Shitu unemployment? If not, why? Unemployment is said to exist when the people who are willing to work at going wages cannot find jobs. Cecilia is not interested in working outside her domestic domain. Jitu and Shitu are too small to counted in the workforce population. Neither Jitu and Shitu can be counted as unemployment. The workforce population included the population 15 years to 59 years. Sakal's brother and sister do not fall within the age of group of the they can be called an unemployment. Sakal's mother Sheila work for the family. She is not willing to work outside for the domestic domain for the payment. She too cannot be called unemployment. Sakal's grandparents, although non not mentioned in the story cannot be called unemployment. In case of India, we have employment in the rural and urban areas. However, the nature of the unemployment different in rural and urban areas. In case of the rural area, there is a seasonal and disguised unemployment. Urban areas have mostly an educated unemployment. Seasonal unemployment happen when the people are not able to find job during the some month of the year. Some people dependent upon the agriculture usually face such kind of the problems. There are certain busy seasons when sowing, harvesting, weeding, and threshing is done. Where certain month do not provide much work on to the people dependent on the agriculture. In case of the disguised unemployment, people appear to the unemployment. They have the agriculture plot where they find work. This usually happen among family members engaging in the agriculture activities. The work required the services of the five people but engages eight people. There three people are extra. These three people are also work in the same plot as the other. The contribution made by the three extra people does not add it to the contribution made by the five people. If three are removed, the productivity of the field will not decline. The field requires the service of the people, and the three extra people are disguised unemployment. In case of the urban areas, educated and unemployment has become a common phenomena. Many youth with the matriculation and the graduation and the post-graduation degrees are not able to find a job. A study showed that the unemployment of the graduation and the post-graduation have been increased faster than the among matriculates. A paradoxical manpower situation in business as surplus of the manpower in certain category coexist with the shortage of the manpower in other. There are the unemployment among the technological qualified person on no one hand, while other is the third of the technical skill required for the economic growth. Unemployment lead to the wastage of the manpower resources. People who are an asset for the economy turn into liability. There is a unemployment among the technically qualified person on the hand, while the other third of the technology skills required for the economic growth. Unemployment मैं दोबारा से पढ़ता जरा यहाँ पे. Unemployment lead to the wastage of the manpower resources. People who are an asset for the economic turn into liability. There is a feeling of the hopelessness and the despair among the youth. People do not have enough money to support their family. Inability to educated people who are willing to work to find gainful employment implies the great social waste. Unemployment tend to increase economic overload. The dependence of the unemployment on the working population increase the quality of the life of an individual as well as the society, and is adversely affected when the family has to live on the where subsistence level. There is a general decline in its health status and rising withdrawal from the school system. Hence unemployment has determined impact on the overall growth of the economy. The increase in the employment is an indicator of the depressed economy. It is also wastes the resources which could be have been gainful and employed. If people cannot be used as a resource, they can naturally appear as a liability to the economy. In the case of India, as a strategically unemployment rate is a low. A large number of the people represent with a low income and productivity and counted as employed. They appear to the work throughout the year, but in the term of their potential and the income, it is not equitable for them. The work that they are the pursuing seems formed forced upon them. They may therefore bend other work to their choices. People cannot afford to sit idle. They tend to engage in any activities irrespective of the earning potential. Earning keeps them to a bare sustainable level. Moreover, the employment structure is characterized by the self employment in the primary sector. The whole family contribute in the field. Even even not everybody is really needed, so there is a disguised employment in the agriculture sector, but the entire family share with what have been produced. This concept of sharing of the work in the field, the produce raised a reduction of the hardship of employment in the rural sector, but this does not reduce the poverty of the family. Gradually surplus labor from the every household tend to migrate from the village in search of the job. Let us discuss about the employment scenario in the three sectors mentioned earlier. Agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector of the economy in recent years. There has been decline of the independence of the population on agriculture, partly because of disguised employment discussed earlier. Some of the surplus labor in the agriculture has moved to either secondary or the tertiary sector. In the sector of small scale manufacturing is the small labor sorry most labors absorbing. In case of the tertiary sector, various new services is appearing like biotechnology, information technology, and so on. Let us discuss a story of know how people could become an asset for the economy of a village. Story of the village. There was a village inhabited by the several families. Each family produced enough to feed its member. Each family meet its need by the member of the making their own clothes and teaching their own children. One of the family decided to send one its sons to agriculture college. The boy got admission in nearby college of the agriculture. After some time, he become a qualified in agro engineering and become a engineer and came back to the village. He proved to be creative, that he could design improvement type of plug which increase the yield of the wheat. There is a new job of agro engineering was created and filled in the village. The family in the village sold the surplus in nearby neighboring villages. They earned good profit, which is shared among themselves. Inspired by the success of all the families, or after some time held a meeting in the village. They are wanted to have a better future for their children too. They requested the panchayat to open a school in the village. They assured the panchayat that they would be send their children to school. The panchayat, with the help of government, opened a school. The teacher was required from nearby town. All the children of the village started going to the school. After sometimes, one of the families gave training to their daughters in tailoring. She start stitching cloth for all family of the village. For everyone now wanted to wear well tailored cloth. Thus another new job of the tailor was created. This had another positive effect of this time, that the time of the farmers is going far. Buying cloth was served as the farmers spent more time in the field. The yield is of the farm went up. There was a beginning of the prosperity. The farmer had more than what they could consume. Now they could sell what they produce or to the other came to their village market. Over this village will formerly had no job opportunity. In the beginning they had many teachers, tailor, agro engineer, and many other. This is the story of the simple village where the rising level of the human capital embedded in to evolve into a place rich with the complex and modern economic activities. Now our chapter is completed. I hope you understand the whole chapter.